especially at a time when some misguided elements said they were coming to picket my office. And then Amos and his army decided at the same time to come and weed and clean around my office. Except that apart from cutlasses for weeding, they were carrying cudgels. And somebody said, but what do you need cudgels to clean up for? He says, so they said there are some rats around. I mean, you guys are something else.
Whenever I say my PENDREAM TV there, I see them yupo.
You were till for a PENDREAM TV in Pacho. When you say the news not all for my near the bro. News the Obabati in Pacho, so what didn't want to Trebia and as what didn't Trefa. News be I present your platform where you saw for your voice note not for sending it. I was 0277 128 777. The debate 2 PENDREAM FM, so Magana for Nati. Young court, Tea, and a story at the Brem.
And I'd have loved to stay here, throughout, to continue to enjoy the vibrancy of our young people. But let me begin by thanking all of you for what you've done all over these years. We've been in the wilderness, the solidarity you have shown me, especially at a time when some misguided elements said they were coming to picket my office. And then Amos and his army decided at the same time to come and weed and clean around my office. Except that apart from cutlasses for weeding, they were carrying cudgels. And somebody said, but what do you need cudgels to clean up for? He says, so they said there are some rats around. I mean, you guys are something else. But I want to thank you for the solidarity you've shown, to congratulate your youth leader, Pablo, who's like a younger brother to me. We've worked together, for many years. And I want to commend him for the vibrancy that he has introduced into our youth wing since he became the youth leader. And this is one of the innovations that we're about to look at. Okai Minta and your working committee, I want to congratulate all of you. I know you're going to roll out the strategies that are going to give us victory in the election of 2024. Dayo, who's my little brother, we crossed paths several times, and I saw him as a very bright young man. I think it was a Commonwealth program or something, and he spoke very well, very eloquent, very well organized. And so I'm not surprised that our paths have crossed again, and he's the youth leader of the APC in Nigeria. I can see that his pathway is very bright, heading in some direction. We'll leave that for the future. And I wish to also congratulate Christian for coming all the way to join us. I want to thank you very much for traveling all the way from Congo DR. I know the challenges your president, Felix Tshisekedi, is facing, but you can expect that with NDC in office, we shall have full solidarity with your government and your president. And so I'm happy to have been invited to unveil this youth secretariat. I like to speak, but today I'm going to be very short because I'm supposed to be in Kwawu this Easter. Yes, we have a walk there, and then we also have a forum with the Kwawu business people and other activities. And so I'd rather be very brief in what I'm going to say. Elections are just about 8 months away. And I think that the unveiling of this secretariat is very timely because time is short and there's a lot of work to do. My expectation is that this youth secretariat, which is well equipped with all the modern digital equipment you can expect, would coordinate all the youth secretariats in all the regions in order to achieve what objectives we have set ourselves. It is going to be the nerve center for coordinating the strategy of the campaign, especially as related to the young people. And so it will coordinate that strategy towards the 2024 elections. My expectation is that it will be a command post not only for the campaign but also it will work closely with the Elections Directorate in terms of the vigilance that we need at the polling stations and the transmission of the results. You know, the campaign is important, the messaging is important, but most critical of all is that elections are won or lost at the polling station. And so we can have the nicest of messages, we can do the best of campaigns, we can reconcile with our ex-wives and ex-girlfriends and all that. If on the day we do not police the poll, you know our opponents are experts at something. And so if we don't police the poll, the objective that we've set ourselves will not happen. So you must work closely with the Elections Directorate. As many young people as possible must offer to be party agents. You must be trained to be party agents at your polling stations. We might have to move you from your polling station to some other polling stations in order that we can beef up our presence in those areas. So all of you must stand ready, and I'm happy Pablo talked about it. Your volunteer program is going to bring as many people as possible in. We'll train them. Your TAIN program, your TAIN and TAIN alumnus program, and I know that you're gathering the database of all our TAIN members and all our TAIN alumnus. On the day, all of them are going to be an army, a youth army, that is going to make sure that nothing untoward happens in any of the polling stations, and that our victory on 7th December 2024 is guaranteed. But most important of all, I'm certain that victory is going to be ours. Most important of all is that this youth secretariat is not going to close just because we've won elections. It is going to continue to work. And what do I expect it to do? I expect that it will be a center for formulating policy and strategy which will feed the new ministry that Pablo talked about. We're going to separate youth from sports because it's a youth and sports ministry. But over the years, what we know is that the concentration is just on sports. And even on sports, the concentration is just on the Black Stars at the expense of every other sport. So even if they can't get time for other sports, do they have time for youth? Thank you. It's not only Jollof Wars, football wars too are there. The last time you managed, but next time we'll see. And so my vision for this ministry will be that it will focus on mainstreaming youth interest in all sectors of the economy. It will focus on mainstreaming youth interest in all sectors of the economy. But most of all, they will concentrate on rolling out strategies that will create jobs for young people. And this ministry will support the 24-hour economy. It will work with industries and businesses and encourage them to sign on to the initiative so that we can employ more young people. And the more young people they employ, we will give tax incentives to those industries so that they're able to lower their production and employ even more people. But finally, one of the promises I leave you young people with in this country is that the NDC cabinet, post 7th January 2025, is going to averagely be one of the youngest cabinets in the history of this country. It will averagely be the youngest cabinet in the history of this country. As Fifi spoke and talked, he said that the revolution in this country, both 4th June and 31st December, was driven by some of our youngest people. And like he told you, Todobi was 26 at the time. You know, okay, now he's a senior citizen. But even I got the opportunity early. I entered Parliament at 38. I was made a deputy minister at 39. At 41, I was a full minister. And I became vice president at 50. I mean, so I've got opportunities at times in my life where I've been relatively useful. And I think that if you look at the demographic of our country, and you know that young people are the majority, then definitely if you're setting up a cabinet, young people will be the majority in that cabinet. So, let me thank you very much. My timekeeper is alerting me that I should be on the way to Kwawu now. And so let me thank you for this kind invitation. And I wish to encourage all of you and say that victory is in sight, but we need to work for it, like our vice chairman said, Professor Joshua Alabi. He says, yes, we're going to win, but we're not going to win by resting on our oars. We have to work for that victory to be ours. Thank you very much. God richly bless.
Story OTCC no. A platform my friend PENDREAM TV and I uti story no na o feedback we here and story our tie no any story be our platform no so be our tie o pese o my feedback no fafa WhatsApp message or WhatsApp number 0277128777 na yebebo e wo PENDREAM FM Ghana for nyina ate won ka
David Kama mamena PENDREAM TV ase na so far so good say open online portal e wo Ghana nipa share nipa follow nipa comment here to my best of knowledge without any biases PENDREAM TV.